everyone, my name is Ashton August, and today we're here to bring to you a short and sweet yet comprehensive foam roller tutorial that's going to target the lower body specifically. We'll start with the hips and the glutes, and we'll work our way all the way down to the shins and calves, focusing on releasing tension in the muscles and getting a nice self-massage. So when you're looking for a foam roller to use for muscle tension, myofascial release, or deep tissue self-massage, you want a roller that's high density and also has a textured surface like the one that I have here. You also want a roller with different textures so that you're able to target different areas with varying levels of intensity. So what I love the most about this foam roller is the two varying forms of textures that you can work with. The first texture is meant to mimic the feeling of a massage therapist's fingers. And then the second texture is more smooth to mimic the palm of a hand. So you can use these two zones differently to work into different muscle groups and different areas of the body. What I like about these finger nodules is that they create more of that deep tissue massage effect, while this palm nodule helps to create more of a gentle self-massage. So you can get the most out of a foam roller that has two varying textures like this so that you can target what your body needs that day. So now that we have a basic understanding of the ways that we can use a textured foam roller, let's put it to practice and target our full lower body. We'll start with the glutes and the hips and work our way all the way down to the shins and the calves. So from a kneeling position, grab your roller and bring it to your left side. And if you do have a textured roller like I have, start off with the smaller texture and then you can work into the bigger gradient if it feels okay in your body. So as you're ready, we're targeting the side glutes first. From a kneeling position, we're simply going to plant the hand beyond the roller and lift our side seat onto the roller. Now from there, I'm going to take my top leg and plant the foot in front of me as I extend my bottom leg long. Now, bring your right hand to your hip and begin to explore the movement. If this feels okay, you can stay up on the hand and notice that my range of motion is small. Just a few inches front to back is all I need. If you want to try the forearm, then coming down onto your forearm, same movement, and see how this feels. You can also try bending the knee and explore that movement too. Good. Now from there, we're going to work our way onto the full seat. So we're going to press up, and then we're going to pivot the body so that we're basically sitting now on this roller. Start with planting your feet, and then recline onto the palms with your fingers facing the roller, and simply roll up and down the length of the seat. Now pause when you feel any hot spots or knots, and you can work into them. You can rock side to side, maybe a little circular motion even. So just really work that out. And always with the foam roller, you're exploring the sensations in your body. Notice what feels good. Notice any intensity that arises and work through it, breathe through it. But if you get to a point of pain, try to back off a little bit. Now from this position here, we're going to come into a seated figure four. Taking your left ankle, we're going to rest it on top of the right thigh. Now from here, you want to flex those left toes to protect the knee, and then we'll go right back to the rolling. So we can work into the piriformis muscle a bit here as well. And then also play around with angles. So notice how I'm dipping my left knee slightly down now. That's bringing it back into the side glute a little bit too. And this feels really good. So again, find those sweet spots, work into them here. This is an excellent, excellent self-massage routine for those of us who sit at a desk or drive in a car for long hours throughout the day. If you do a lot of walking, you're gonna feel a lot of release of tension through this little exercise here. Now, moving along, we're going to roll back onto our side and then all the way onto our stomach. So begin where we started by planting the right foot and then slowly pivoting to face forward, almost coming into a half frog position. So notice that my right shin is now parallel with the mat. We're going to work into the hip flexors now. So as you're ready, you can nice and slow lower down onto the forearms, and then ever so slightly, we're going to rock forward and back. Now this is working into the hip flexors, which is another very commonly tight area for many of us. Take it slow. This might feel pretty intense, especially if you're working with a textured roller. So breathe deeply, move slowly and mindfully as you work into any areas of tightness that you find. Now if you find a little hot spot here, maybe rock side to side and just gently forward and back through those motions. Then when you're ready to come out of it, just begin by planting the palms and pressing back up, and then of course remember to do side two. So from here, we're going to work into our inner thigh, and this is an area that most of us overlook, especially if we're thinking about doing foam rolling exercises, but it's an important one to cover. Now, just for the sake of showing you, I'm going to switch legs, but please make sure that you're balancing sides and doing both sides. So what you're going to do is angle the foam roller in towards you. So you're going to extend the opposite leg, and then you're going to drape your inner thigh on top of the roller. Now I'm gonna come back to my forearms here, and then the motion for this is forward and away from the side of the mat. So you'll see that I'm keeping my lifted leg bent. And then when you find a sweet spot, so keep in mind this will be pretty intense for many of us, especially when we start. But when you do find a sweet spot, you can pause and then work on bending and straightening the leg, and you'll feel how that works deeper into that area that we're targeting. Good. So you can do this several times through, and then you can resume the forward and back motion. And then when you feel complete, and again, take your time, you can do these exercises for as long or as little as you'd like. You'll just switch to side two. Very nice. To come out of it, just plant the palms, and then come onto the knees. The IT band starts right around the hip and it goes all the way down to the top of the knee. So that is the area that we're going to target for this exercise. So how we're going to start is coming onto the palm and then bringing the outside of your thigh to the roller. You'll see that the bottom leg is extended and the top foot is planted. This will give you support because this will become very intense very quickly. So from here, as you're ready, you're gonna lower down to that bottom forearm, right palm plants for support, and just gently roll forward and back. Good. So as you continue to roll, you can stop when you feel any knots or hot spots, and then work them out, gently roll forward and back that way. And then you can resume the full rolling motion. Now, this will add a lot of intensity. So this is a variation for people who have been foam rolling for a while, but you do have the option of stacking both legs on top of each other like this. And then to come out of it, same thing, we'll just plant the foot and then we'll press ourselves back up. From here, we're ready to go right in to the quads, so the front of the thighs. So for that, we're just gonna roll all the way onto the quads. And then we're gonna come down to the forearms. Now I like to interlace my fingers here so I feel like I'm nice and supported. And then as you're ready, you're just gonna rock up and down. So notice how my feet are active here. I'm starting by pointing through my toes. Now a common misconception with foam rolling is that it's passive self-massage. Definitely nothing passive here. I'm keeping my core engaged to help support my torso and keep myself lifted. Now, after you've done the up and down with the rolling, we're gonna experiment with some different foot placements. So going from pointed toes, flex the toes, and notice how that slightly changes the release that we're feeling here. We can also try things like heels in, toes out, and that'll gently spiral the quads. Final thing, opposite of that, is toes in, heels out, and try that out too. Good, don't forget to breathe. And then the final thing we'll do is we'll come back to where we started and then lift one knee, point those toes, and roll. Good. Don't forget to switch sides for everything we're doing here. And then when you're ready to come out of it, we're just gonna roll all the way onto the knees and press back up to the palms. The hamstrings are notoriously tight for many of us, and this will feel amazing. Just be sure to take it slow and breathe deeply. Now to start, we're going to bring our seat to the top of the roller with our feet planted. Now from there, keep the right foot planted as you straighten the left leg, and then once again, we're gonna plant the palms behind us. As you lift the seat level with the roller, begin to rock forward and back the length of the hamstring. So from above the knee to right at the base of the glute. Rock up and down to start. And then if you're ready, you wanna add a little more intensity, we can lift both legs and roll them both up and down. And then when you find any tightness or a little center of tension, pause there, and then gently rock the thighs side to side. Maybe you slowly begin to move down the hamstring as you continue this gentle rocking motion, and then maybe you move a little further up and continue it once more. Now from here, if you would like to kick it up one notch further, then try crossing your ankles, keeping your feet flexed, rock forward and back that way. Good, that feels great. Keep breathing. And again, you can stay here for a few breaths or you can stay here for as long as feels good with your body. So just keep exploring. And of course, remember to do both sides. And then when you're ready to come out, just uncross the feet and lower the seat back down. We're in the same position that we'll stay in for the calves now. So all we're doing is rolling the foam roller a bit further down. Now, to start, you want to bring it to the base of the calves, so just above the ankle. Now from here, you're going to take your right foot and you're going to plant it as close to your seat as you can. Now, to keep this really gentle to start, because our calves can be very tender when it comes to foam rolling, just take the one calf on the roller and then gently tilt the toes out and in, out and in. And if that feels okay, you want to begin to progress, then what we'll do is we'll cross opposite foot on top and take it through that same motion. Then from there, if you'd like a little more, it's the same basic concept as we used for the back of the hamstring. But again, now of course, we're just targeting the calves, so we can press onto the palms, and then nice and slow, I'm gonna gently flex the toes back towards my face as I rock up and down the length of the calf. Now just remember, you never wanna foam roll over your joints, so try to keep it isolated above the ankle and below the knee. Good. Repeat with side 2. So for the shins, let's roll that foam roller up a little bit closer to us. We're gonna come back over to the front. And so instead of directly targeting the shin bone, we're gonna gently angle the foot out. So again, just for the sake of showing you, I'm gonna get back on that right side now. So starting from a tabletop position, we're gonna gently angle it out. So basically my shin bone is shining forward, and then hands planted, maintaining that tabletop position, I'm just gonna gently roll up and down the length of the shin. Now this is a great one for women who are high heels or for runners. Any high impact activities like this is gonna feel like relief. So again, just take it slow and be gentle. Good. When you're done, you'll simply push that foam roller forward, come in through a tabletop, and repeat on side 2. Remember that when it comes to foam rolling, it's all about listening and honoring your body. So be sure to listen to those cues and back off if it becomes painful. There is a difference between intensity and outright pain. So of course, as we found with these exercises that we did, they can be intense. It can be very intense, but when you're breathing deeply and moving mindfully and listening to your body, you'll be able to differentiate between intensity and pain. So take it slow, breathe deeply, and be sure to enjoy. Thanks so much for joining me.